What is intuition?
So, because you can't remember everything that you've experienced in your whole life, but, somewhere in the neural architecture and in the gut neurons as well, that information is stored because you have experienced it. So maybe you would say that you understand that wisdom and experience is the product of patterns that you've seen repeating in your life that are conscious to you. Intuition is the lessons that you've picked up along the way that you're not conscious of, but they're still stored in your nervous system. And so the less conscious you are of them, the deeper they're pushed into the nervous system. So there's a process called Hebbian learning, named after the neuroscientist Donald Hebb. And that is, it's basically, neurons that fire together, wire together, but it's that the things that you've learned today, like things that you've learned by speaking with me, that's going to be very front of mind and kind of just in like little pathways that are just kind of connecting up with each other. But stuff that you learned when you were 5, like when you put your hand in a fire and it burnt you and you never ever want to do that again, that's deep down. You're not really conscious of that, but and other things maybe that you don't recall. So we believe that that wisdom gets pushed from the outer cortex into the limbic system, which is the emotional system of the brain, into the brainstem, into the spinal cord, and into the gut neurons. And that's why they sometimes call it gut instinct, because it's that feeling of knowing something but not knowing why you know it. But it's actually to do with the fact that you have wisdom and experience that is, it's embodied in you, but you're not conscious of it necessarily.
It's quite surprising to hear that those memories, that wisdom could be in the gut. People think of, I think I'm certainly someone who always thought that my cognition, my memories and all of the intelligence exists just in my brain.
Your memories and your cognition and your IQ are in your brain, but your intuition is in your brain and your gut.
This sounds super stupid, but I don't care. I should just be honest about my stupidity. Where in my gut? I'm like, I thought that was like my stomach. That's where I put the food.
Yeah. So, you've got your stomach, you've got your small intestine, you've got your large intestine.
Yeah.
You have other organs, your liver, your spleen, your kidneys, and they're all innervated, which means they've all got nerves going into them. So does your heart. So, we could have a similar conversation like this about your heart as well, because your heart only knows how to beat because of the nerves that penetrate it. So, this round brain in here and the spinal cord that goes down the center of your back, that gives rise to all of the neurons that go out to your arms, your legs, all of your organs, your skin, which is your largest organ. And so that's how that works, because every single part of your body has nerve cells or, nerve pathways in them. So that's the connection. That brings us back to what I was saying about the brain-body connection. They're intimately connected, and it's a bi-directional thing. They can't exist without each other. And the more you understand that there's that constant feedback going back and forth, the more you can tap into that kind of thing. The more you can know days before you're going to get sick. I bet your girlfriend knows days before she's going to get a cold or flu.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
All the time.
And my clients never know. And as soon as they go on holiday, they're sick the whole week.
Why when they go on holiday?
Because they suppress it to be able to do their job.
And you can suppress illness, or you can just not acknowledge it.
It's not necessarily that they had a cold virus that they suppressed, but it's that their body is, the immune system is being run down by the cortisol. And so as soon as it gets a break, that's when it kind of succumbs. And there was a time after the financial crisis when I had people saying, I've had this cold for like 4 weeks now, or 6 weeks, but everybody's got it. And I was like, I'm sorry, but do you actually think that's normal? Do you think it's normal to have a cold for more than a week? And, then it takes a challenge like that, because also the other thing that happens in, with groupthink, whether it's at work or in your social circle, is that we don't challenge each other enough on those sort of things. So if a friend said, I've had this cold for 6 weeks, I might say, oh, poor you. But if I wouldn't, but someone might. But it's also about saying, is there something else wrong? Because that's not usual. And for me, that would absolutely lead back to cortisol.